Morning, everyone. It's beautiful to think that this is the silver lining with technology, that we can all be together in our corners of the world. Take a few minutes to get yourself settled on your mats. I am going to cleanse my space. I don't know if you've explored the use of any of these smudges. This is Palo Santo or cedar or sage, sort of often common ones, but it's a nice kind of pre-practice ritual. Even if you have cooking smells from breakfast to the air. So. We're going to begin in a child's pose today. So why don't you make a child's pose, knees nice and wide, big toes touching. And then we're going to just walk the hands out, resting the forehead down on the mat. And as you're in your child's pose, start to just notice where the breath has been. Just take a few breath rounds here just to settle and arrive. Start to just decompress after the week. Good. So think of the breath cycle beginning on an exhalation. So the breath falls out of us. Hi, sweetheart. Pausing at the bottom of breath and then breathing in through the nose. Just calibrating the breath so the exhalation is balanced with your inhalation. So whether that's 4-beat breath, 5, 6, whatever your natural rhythm is, just find the edge of that. Starting to work these two beautiful balloons in our chest. And the reality is that our lung capacity starts to shift at about age 35, but we can ward that, we can stave that off with practice. So feeling where maybe just the edge of our breath capacity lives and just sticking a baby toe over that edge and then playing there. Out through the nose if it's comfortable. Taking that moment of pause, the base of breath, and then experiencing the inhalation through the nose. Now the nose naturally pressurizes our breath, but we can further accentuate that pressurization by creating a constriction in the throat as we exhale. So think of fogging up a mirror, that type of fogging up a mirror, constriction of the throat. You're pressing out the air so that it creates a soft hiss. That's what the yogis call Ujjayi pranayama, victorious breath. It's very, very soothing. Well, at least it can be. Just notice how it's impacting you. On your next inhale, you can raise your chin off the mat and just walk your hands up and over the right thigh. Belly resting on the top of the right thigh. And just offsetting yourself, just coming into a little bit of this, an asymmetrical child's pose. Inhale, pressing through the left palm, starting to activate through the lats on the left side. Exhale, soften some. Just feeling the rib cage expand out through the side body, through the front and back body, and then exhale. Just a reflex softening of everything. Inhale, raise the head to walk the hands over, up and over the left thigh. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to rest your head down on the floor. Inhale to press through the right palm. Exhale to soften. Keeping that gentle activation through that right arm. So it's a gentle activation of the tissue of the muscles in stretch, in this full range of motion through the side body. And inhale, and raise the head up, walk the hands back. In front of us, coming to a tabletop. Come into a few rounds of cat-cow just to warm up the spine. And we're really going to focus today on the shoulder girdle. So this, for some of us, we're doing this 5-week challenge every Saturday morning together. And we're going to be focusing on different regions of the body. So today we're really focused on the shoulder girdles. Inhale, we're going to drop the belly, open the throat, gaze up. And now once the chin is lifted, drop your eye gaze to your nose. And exhale, we'll press through the hands, tuck the tail under and round through the spine. Coming into our cat pose, and make this very self-directed. We're going to do 3 more rounds of that. Inhaling, cow, exhale, rounding into our cat pose. So as you do these 3 rounds, you can pad the floor with your right palm, getting into the right shoulder girdle and side body, and then do the same on the left. Undulate the spine, just starting to work out any morning stiffness. Very gentle. Then coming back to our neutral tabletop, step that right leg back. Step the left leg back, and we're going to slowly come all the way to the floor. Good. Uncurl the toes. We're going to slide the hands in front of us. And let's pretend it's a summer day and we're hanging out in our hammock, the shoulder hammock. So we're going to just sink, sort of dump into the shoulders and relax. And then as you exhale, you're going to press through your index fingers and then start to lift the armpits. So activating through the shoulders. So let's just try that a few more rounds. We'll sink, the shoulder blades come together. Exhale, start to activate through the shoulders, through the muscles of the arms. So draw the shoulder blades down the back and into the back body. So beaming the heart forward. And syncing your movement to the breath. Think of it this way, the breath is the initiator of your movement. So you breathe first, and then it initiates the slide up, and breathe out as you slide down. It's the fuel, fueling the movements. Good, and now from there, we're going to turn the palms to face up, separate your fingers apart, and try to create this nice even print. Imagine at the back of your hands on it. We're doing like reverse hand painting the backs of our hands. And then from there, we're going to bend at the elbow, raise the arms up, and start to open the hands, hugging the elbows together. Just starting to wake up our external rotators of the arms. Start to roll the skin of the shoulder heads back. And then from here, we'll gently scoop the pubic bone forward just to protect the lower back. You're breathing here for 5. Hug it in 4. 3, soften the face. 2, releasing any tension in the jaw and neck. And 1, we'll reverse the palms down, slide them back underneath the shoulder heads. Inhale up to a baby cobra, waking up those paraspinal muscles. Exhale, let's shift back into our first down dog of the day. So setting the hips over the heels, activate through the palms. Before we go up, think of the palm is playing hard to get. So the base of the palm is pressing and stretching your mat forward, and the fingertips are gripping and pulling back. So you start to activate through the muscles of the arms, lengthening the armpits. Exhale, reach the hips up and back. Allowing the ears to come through the arms. So we could break down a lot of detail through the back body, but I really want to focus our attention and a sense of friendliness through this shoulder girdle. So finding length in the body wherever it can be discovered. Inhale, let the heels lift up. Gaze at your heels and start to imagine there's a block between your heels. that you're gently hugging in. So there's a sense of stability and awareness. Then exhale, we're going to shift forward until the shoulders are over the wrists. Pausing right here. Exhale, you can lower your knees down or come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift to a baby cobra. Then exhale, coming all the way down to the floor. We're going to take our arms up by the sides, palms facing down, and just lay down on the floor for a second. Getting nice and long. Now, on an inhale, you're going to press through your palms and lift your shoulder heads off the mat, just isolating that action. Exhale down. Inhale, press the shoulder heads away from the floor, and then come down. Last one, inhale, lifting the shoulder heads. Now we're going to bring the big toes to touch, heels apart, setting up for Shalabhasana. Lift off the floor, coming into our locust pose, activating through the muscles of the legs. Good. And then keeping that shoulder lift. Let's see if the hands, the baby toes, or baby fingers, the pinky fingers can find each other without losing any rotation in the shoulders. And then from there, if you can clasp your hands, if you can clasp as best you can, or maybe you just move towards the action of touching. So don't think you need to grab your elbows because that'll rotate the shoulders in a way we don't want. Either pinky move towards each other or you clasp your fingers. Inhale, lengthen the knuckles back towards you. Now raise the back of your head up and get nice and long through the body. Breathing here for 5, 4. So think of the heart moving forward, the chin humbly reaching down, and the back of the head rising up. Exhale, release that down. Inhale, coming into our cobra, tops of the feet pressing down to the mat. Exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. Being very tidy and efficient with how we move. And we bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, take that right leg up high in the sky. Now press into your right palm. Exhale, under your right armpit, and maybe bend that top knee. Creating a few circles. Just again, exploring the range of motion in that hip. Meditate on that inner right hand. Really create a strong connection. Exhale, press that left heel down towards the mat. And now we're going to level the pelvis. On an exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Lift, 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 lift. Filling up that space between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, we're going to step to this. Inhale to come up into runner's lunge. And then exhale on. And let's breathe out again. Inhale to lengthen like you're in your runner blocks. Ready to move forward. Exhale, pushing into that front foot to come up. And inhale, going forward. Exhale up. Gonna place the left hand underneath the left shoulder head. Inhale to grow long through the crown of the head. Back of the head lifting. Exhale, start to rotate towards the right side. Hugging the right knee towards the midline. Maybe you bring your gaze up towards the top arm. Now, let's pay attention to what's happening in that left hip. Let's get up a little bit higher away from the floor. Hug that right knee in. Spread the right and left shoulder heads. Moving infinitely in either direction. And exhale, place the right fingertips underneath the right shoulder, stepping back into down dog. Inhale, shifting to plank. Exhale, moving through chaturanga. Good. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, halfway lift into cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Breaths. Staying very aware of the balance between the inhalation and the exhalation. Good, and then walk the big toes to touch. Welcome, Kelsey. Hi, Bradley. Inhale, breathe the other leg up. Left leg up, high in the sky. Now we're going to ground through that inner left palm, peek under the left armpit, and start to let the left hip open, bending the left knee. Creating little circles in the hip joint. Notice sometimes we feel amnesia. Can't necessarily translate the circular motions. Just notice that that's happening. Make it better. Rounding through the palm, lengthening your armpits, reach that right heel down. Gentle activation in the working leg or the standing leg. Exhale, let's level the pelvis. Shift forward, draw the knee tight, 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 up in between your arms. Exhale, step it forward. Coming into crescent lunge. Reaching the fingers back like a runner in the starting blocks. And then draw the arms up. Chest leaning forward. Draw the buttocks push down. Inhale, reaching the fingertips back. Exhale, coming back. And the last one. Inhale, lengthen forward. Imagine that you're going to press forward and run. Exhale, coming up. On an inhale, set that right hand underneath your right shoulder. Use an exhalation to open up, revolving in your lunge. Good. Inhale, raise that right hip up in millimeter. Exhale, draw the left hip crease back. Reaching through the crown of the head, lengthen the spine. And try this, pivot the right fingertips outward a bit more. So almost like the fingertips are pointing and off of the edge of your mat. Notice if that helps you to rotate the shoulder heads open. And gazing up to the top fingers. 3, 2, 1, and slowly draw the left fingertips down, stepping back to down. Inhale, heels raise up, shifting forward into plank. Exhale, coming down to the mat. Inhale, halfway to lift. And exhale, down, facing dog. More breaths. Shaking the head, yes, no. Just feeling a sense of relaxation through the neck as you press into the finger pads. Find that activation through your arms, the lengthening through your armpits. Side body. Good. Now inhale, let's shift forward again, stacking the shoulders over the wrists. And we're going to come down into a forearm balance. Keeping the elbows in, keeping our seats raised up a little bit. We're going to push back into dolphin pose. So ears between the upper arms. Inhale, let the heels lift, shifting forward. So you're stacking your shoulders over your elbows. And then you're going to walk your feet in, just raising your hips over the line of the elbows and shoulders. Start to pull the shoulders down off the ears. Ground through your inner hands. Sitting here for 5. Squeeze the elbows in. Press the palms out like you're opening a jar. The outside is the mat. And 1. Slowly walking yourself back to a forearm plank, breathing here for 5. 4, keep hugging the elbows in, draw the shoulder blades down the back. 2, 1, slowly release down on the floor, taking a pause, stacking your palms, resting your forehead down. Inhale, slowly lift the chin. We're going to place the arms by our side like a cactus pose. And then just walk your fingers a little bit further forward so that the elbow is raised above the level of your shoulder. Open that right palm, feel the floor. Inhale. Take your left hand underneath your left shoulder head like you're doing a cobra. Now exhale, we're going to slowly start to turn and pivot onto our right side. Gluing the right armpit down onto the floor. Exhale, press your right palm into the mat, or into the floor rather. So we definitely want a gentle, friendly exchange happening between the right palm and the floor as we invite the right arm to sort of glue itself towards the mat. So we're activating in full range of motion through that right shoulder, allowing those muscles to get a little stronger to support us in poses like dolphin, poses like Marasana. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Let's take the left leg up in the air, reach it back behind us. And now turn the toes out like a ballerina and bend the knee and see if you can reach that foot behind you. So it's kind of like a wild thing, but I'm lying on the floor. The left big toe is grounding into the floor, and then I'm pressing my knee back. Press into that right palm. Don't lose that connection. 3, 2, draw the left shoulder down. 1, exhale. Let's release out of this. Just retracing our steps. Taking a moment, put your arms by your side. Just letting that go. Take an inhale, breathing our arms back up to where they came from. Inchworm the fingers forward, elbows a little bit higher than shoulders. Ground through that left palm. Feel the connection there. Start to lengthen that armpit and press it into the floor. Right hand comes underneath the right shoulders. Let's start to roll onto our left side. As we ground through the left palm, start to invite that surface area through the left armpit down towards the floor. Use the right arm for support. So you're pressing into the mat and pushing to the outer edge of the mat. 3, 2, 1. Raise the top leg up. Turn out your toes. So your inner heel's pointing towards your right side. Then exhale, you can bend at the knee. Use it as a kickstand if you'd like. Or you can just stay where you are, just play. Just getting into some external rotation of the hips here. Stay connected with your left palm for 3, 2, 1. Release. Slowly, on an exhale. Taking the arms by your side. If you're resting on turning your head to one side, just do the reverse to this next cross. Just completely surrender into the floor. And then let's recenter the hips onto the mat. Inhale, lift, big toes touch, just floating off the floor. We're going to bend the elbows and place our hands at the back of the head. Now start to lift the back of your head, this like the occipital ridge, this big ridge here at the back of the skull. Start to lift it into the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands. Heart moving forward, chin drawing down. And slowly release your hands down, coming into a little back bend at the knees if you wish. Hugging the elbows in. Exhale, coming back down. Fill it back, finding our way to downward dog. Feel free to explore by pedaling your feet. Maybe you move your hips side to side. Good. Reset the feet. The distance of our hips, grounding through the hands. So let's refine that connection. The palm is pressing forward. The fingertips are hugging back, the knuckles of the hands hugging back. Inhale, lift the heels, shift the shoulders over the wrists. Pause here. Exhale, start to walk the feet towards the hands, lifting the hips up. And then walking them back down to down dog. Pause here. Now exhale, we're gonna come down to pinch scorpion prep. So coming down into the forearms, interclasp your fingers, and now we like to tuck pinky underneath. So instead of pressing on the pinky, you just tuck it inside so that you don't have any discomfort there. Think of hugging the elbows in, draw the shoulder blades down the back, inhale. Iyengar calls this the brain of the forearms. Think of this center point of the forearm, really making a nice firm connection. Lift your knees. Start to direct your coccyx down to your heels. I like to visualize a pointer, the dog, when they see something. See the animal and their little tail goes back. Same idea. Exhale, reach the hips up, send your ears between your arms. Grounding through the arms, building some heat. Bring your left leg to midline of the mat. Exhale, right leg comes up. Good. Open the hip, peek. And your second set into that hip joint. Exhale, breathing our way back to neutral. Float the leg down. Switching sides. Inhale, let's breathe that left leg up. Stay grounded through the brain of the arm. Exhale, peek under your left armpit, bending at the elbow. Really sink the shoulder blade, the scapula into the back body, drawing them down up towards your waist. Breathing here for 3. Lift the muscle off the knee of the right leg. 2. And 1. Coming back to neutral, float the leg down. And it'll come down to a child's pose, setting the knees nice and wide. Just resting the forehead down for a moment. Just take rest. Breathe. Inhale, we come back to all fours. Pulling the toes under, lift the hips. The big toes together at the back of the mat. Inhale, left or right leg comes up. Exhale, we're gonna step forward. Preparing for Virabhadrasana 2. The back foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Then breathe ourselves up. Setting up in a nice, wide pose. Now, this can be very comfortable with practice. And sometimes I get a little bit lazy in it. So I'm going to just discover that edge of it. So as I drop that right knee over the right heel, I'm really pressing back into the outer edge of the back foot. Start to elongate the arms in opposite directions, as if they're wrapping around the earth and the middle fingers are gonna find each other. So turn the palms to face up. Open that left shoulder head up as you draw that right knee back. Exhale, we're gonna take the right arm over the left. Bring into a Garudasana. Arms, start to press the palms together. Inhale. We're gonna open that arm up towards the right. And then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Building heat in the legs. 3, 2, 1. And slowly unravel the arms, open them up, straighten the front leg. We're gonna heel toe that foot. Just start to pivot the legs over, coming into a Virabhadrasana 1. And then we're gonna open the arms to the side, just like we did at the beginning. See if we can interclasp the fingers behind us, or staying attentive to keep the shoulder head open. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. And as we start to move forward, bring into this forward bend. Bowing our warriors forward. Keep the knuckles reaching back. Keep the shoulder blades down in the back. Don't think you need to lift the arms up and over. Keep them stationary. Shoulder heads are lifting. Shoulder blades are moving towards each other and into the back body, down towards the waist for 3, 2, navel is lengthening up and over that right thigh. 1, finish the pose by drawing your gaze up towards your navel. Now knuckles reach back to lift us up.
And we're gonna pivot the feet, coming to the other side. Bring it to Virabhadrasana 2 to the left. So we're gonna drop that right knee over the, left knee over the left ankle. I think you're stretching out your mat. It's like warm toffee. Stay focused on that right shoulder opening up. Good. I like calling this, it's the Pac-Man, right? So we don't want to dump in this front hip, but try to create a little bit more space right there, that front left hip. Breathe, exhale, coming into the other side. Twizzling the arms this time left over top of right. Now we're gonna press the right palm into the left, elbows lift, and then draw the right ear to the right shoulder. Being very friendly to the tissues, but don't let them get away with being lazy. Just finding that edge of sensation. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Just unraveling that, open up, feel the blood flow through the arms and fingertips. Exhale, let's reposition the foot. Just leveling your pelvis to the left short end of the mat here. I'm gonna open the arms up. See if you can interclasp them behind you. Staying really clear to externally rotate the shoulders. Inhale to open the heart up. Exhale, start to bow forward. Keep the knuckles reaching toward the line of the coccyx. So it's our pointer, the dog. A little tail pointing straight in opposition of the crown of our head. Down here for 3, 2, shoulder blades press in the back to help the shoulders roll open. 1, then draw your gaze up. Check out your navel. What's happening there? Exhale, release the head. Let the knuckles drive. Stay back to lift you up. And we're going to place our hands at the top of the mat. Stepping back to down dog. Keep that left leg up. And opening. Looking under the left armpit. Circle that hip. And then slowly coming back to neutral. Down dog. So we're going to lower down to these legs to one side. Come lie down on our backs. Head up for a bridge. So the feet are about the width of our hip bones, or sitting bones rather. And place the arms by our side, triceps grounding into the mat, palms reaching back towards the face. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. As you press into your heels, ground through the big toe, get the feet moving, twisting out. So it's pressing your heels outward as your balls of your foot are pressing inward. So you're creating a sense of inner spiral of the hands. And then exhale, we're going to slowly lower down, just rolling through the back, taking a moment to rest. Now, we're going to do that again, or you can come into an Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose. I'm going to try something today. Classically, we place the hands the width of the shoulders, which you can totally do. You can also try to create more space, widen them out. So we're going to do a few different rounds. Let's start classical and move from there. So hands in line with the shoulders. You don't have to go all the way up. You can also balance at the top of your head or just do bridge. Inhale to press through your feet. Open your throat and balance on the top of your head. That would be the next krama. Hugging the elbows in, opening the shoulder heads out. Shoulder blades sink into the back body. And hug the floor with the hands. They're pressing back towards the shoulders. And then if you want to fully express the pose, see what that's like. And then exhale, we're going to slowly come down. Take a moment to pause. One hand on the belly, one on the chest. Notice the rise of the heart rate. Slow, long exhalation. Pressurize your breath and pushing the breath out through your nose. We'll slow down our heart. Next round. This time we'll take it almost to the outer edges of the mat. Maybe your hand is halfway on, halfway off. Inhale to set up. Exhale to let it out. Inhale to press up. Into the crown of the head, hug the elbows in. And use the glutes. Draw the buttocks towards your knees. Fully express. We're ready for it. The legs being on parallel tracks. The sense of stability. The sense of gently hugging the thighs in like you're holding a block. Exhale to slowly come down. And again, taking a minute to pause. The third set, we're going to take it wide with the, instead of the fingertips pointing toward the back of our mat, we're going to pivot them out. See how that feels in your shoulders. Next inhale, press up. Open the throat. Shoulders away from the ears. Collarbones widen. And come into whatever expression feels appropriate for you today. We want to be friendly, but just not lazy. 3, 2, feel the sense of heat in the legs. 1, exhale, chin to chest. Roll through the top of the vertebrae coming down very mindfully. And rest. Sink the knees into the chest here. Inhale to soften something. Give yourself a squeeze. Chin into the body. Exhale. Lift your head, tucking your chin into your chest. And open the shoulder heads back. Round them forward like a ball. And then do the counter action. Rolling them back. Forward. Hi, sweetheart, and back. And then lower the head down. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Stay really attuned to your breathing here. You're going to breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Now that may not be the right cadence for you. Just find whatever's appropriate. And it's going to change as your heart rate adjusts. Find whatever that edge of comfort is in your breath and just take one little baby step forward beyond it. Friendly, friendly. You're welcome to stay here or extend your legs in Shavasana. Or if you'd like, put your legs on the wall in inversion. Vakrita Karani, you could find yourself a wall and just set your legs up against here or here. And just your feet together on the wall. Have that support.
together. And then just flop it. And do a pretend yawn. See if you can feel a sense of airiness through the soft back. As if it was turning on a light. Back of the mouth shining up towards the crown of the head. Relaxing the tongue. Nice, slow, steady breath. Exhale through the mouth. Slowly empty up. One more breath. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes, maybe either raise the arms up overhead and stretch. You'll lengthen through one side and then the other. And in your own time, gently roll over to one side. Being very gentle as we come up, finding our way to a comfortable seat. Now the body should be ready for meditation if that's what you do next. We are going to part company. I want to wish you a beautiful weekend, and I'm excited to be practicing with you for the next 5. I want to also acknowledge my friend who gave me permission to use his meditation music, Pause and Expand. It's available on Spotify, and I find it really beautiful and comfortable to practice. Thank you to you and Jen. Namaste, friends.